And welcome to Today in L.A. My name's Mike Amos. His name is Forrest Lee, and it is a Wednesday, hump day in Troy, Alabama, where we're looking forward to a big high school football game on Thursday against Charles Henderson and Carroll of Ozark, and a big college game on Saturday night, 6 o'clock kickoff from Veterans Memorial Stadium in Troy, as Troy goes and will do battle with Alabama A&M out of Huntsville, Alabama.
Are they the Bulldogs, Mike?
Yep, the Bulldogs. And they produce some, quite a few good athletes over the years, and they'll bring their big band. It's going to be a lot of pageantry, and we're excited about it. And,
having some phone issues this morning, and but anyway, you got about 11 shopping days to my birthday.
And so remember that.
I can remember years ago in the newspaper, Dan Smith. He wants us to go to break.
All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick. Find it in your Max app.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
Yeah, because you got to pick at least that Charles.
Yeah, that's right. We sure do.
We're back, Mike.
Back to our show, and brought to you by Hook's Barbecue on the bypass right here in Troy. And I talked to Adam the other day, and they will soon be opening their new restaurant on the square in downtown Troy. It's not just a barbecue place. It's going to be a menu, several menu items, and it's going to be a nice sit-down restaurant, like he is on the. And of course, Hooks has made a name for himself in Troy, and of course with great barbecue. And you can have several names out there, the same name, say Hooks Barbecue here, Hooks Barbecue there. But if it's not good barbecue, you'll hear about it. And the barbecue at Hooks has always been consistently good. And we appreciate them. In fact, they'll be feeding the alumni out at the alumni tent Saturday. So we're looking forward to that. Of course, our phone is ringing this morning.
It's not working. Yeah, it's not lighting up down here.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Yeah, we got a little bit of phone difficulty, but we're working on it. But I was talking earlier, a few years ago, I can remember in the newspaper, Dan Smith was talking about the rec department said, yeah, you can drop off cakes and cookies and candies, and they'll be very receptive to it. And anyway, of course, had a big game. The middle school was playing Eufaula last night. No, the JV team.
Yeah, JV team, yeah.
I don't know how that turned out.
I was impressed with both sides. Eufaula had a big team, but then I went over and looked closely at the Troy team, and they were pretty good size too. I think the future is really bright for Charles Cincinnati School under Coach Quinn Hambright, and in fact, Quinn's going to be on our show in just a few minutes before he goes into his office, and so we're going to have him, and then also should be getting a report from Max Howell. So we've got two good guests today, and it should be a good show. And of course, we also will be going over our picket show and the teams that will be involved in our picket show this week. And looks like another good week of high school and college football.
Right. Well, high school volleyball, let's talk about that for just a minute. Charles Hudson High School traveled to Greenville yesterday, and they won their first area match 3-0. I drove down to Zion Chapel. Pike Liberal Arts was defeated by New Brockton in straight sets, 3-0. This Thursday, Pike Liberal Arts will host Elba, and Goshen will host Strawn. And so volleyball's in full season, and I think the Pee Wee team from Pike Liberal Arts won 50-30 last night in a Pee Wee game. I don't know who they played, maybe Houston Academy or somebody like that.
Yeah. But, they're breaking the ice, in all these different teams from different places, and of course, as we've talked about so many times, Pike Liberal Arts in their first year in the Alabama High School Athletic Association classification, and it's going to take a little bit of getting used to for this Pike Liberal Arts team. They were having to travel a long ways, and now they can drive down to Goshen or over to Arrington or to Long or Skipperville or Eufaula. They can play anywhere they want to.
Right. That's all your sports except football. In football, in 2 years they'll be able to play. They'll be assigned an area, and they're projecting to be 2A and possibly classify with Highland Home, Luverne, Goshen, that way of Alabama, or the Arrington, Zion Chapel, GW Long, that direction. But it depends on those schools may move up or down in classification.
Oh yeah.
But
of course, we've got along with our football schedule this week, we have the volleyball schedules, and it's they're off and running, and then of course also, well now, soccer is a little bit different. Soccer is being played by Troy University's women's soccer program. But the high schools don't play soccer till the spring, I think.
That's
Is
right.
that right?
Yeah. Troy University's soccer is in full swing, but high school, Alabama, plays soccer in the spring. Now, one thing other schools do, a lot of schools or state associations play golf in the fall, but Alabama plays it in the spring. And I've asked Gene Allen that question. He'd rather play in the fall because your courses are in pristine shape right now. So in August, September, October, November, your course is in pretty good shape. Now in the spring, when they start playing in, say, late February or March or April, the course is just now getting a boost as far as Mother Nature.
Yeah, Mike Amos is trying to get in here from Great Beach. We'll hopefully have him on board with us in a few minutes. Of course, our show is brought to you by E1 Services, Terry Modes. So whether it's hot outside or cold outside, he can take care of all your air conditioning and heating problems. And of course, he's been my my guy for a long time. He just has always been dependable and so I've always enjoyed seeing him because he's in there and out, and he's got your job done.
You reckon he ever had a baseball glove in his hand?
No, boy,
or a bat?
he really couldn't help it. He couldn't help it because his daddy was a baseball guru around here. Quinn Hambright is in the audience, and we're going to be bringing him on our show in just a few moments. Boy, he looks like he could play, doesn't he? Yeah, got that orange jersey on this morning. And we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick, find it in your Max app.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama. In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick, find it in your Max app.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama. In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Back to our show, brought to you by our good friends at Bird Drugs on the corner of downtown Troy. And, of course, you're looking for a great breakfast this morning. That's the place to be. Coach Quinn Hambright is on the air this morning, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, Coach, another big win. You start the season against a very good Montgomery of Sims from Mobile.
We were down 14-3, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, sir.
And then you go up against your big rival Greenville, and you took care of business.
Yeah, we handled business pretty well. It was a very physical game, on both ends. We played 3 physical games, and I'm extremely proud of these guys for trusting the weight room process, because you can't play a physical game if you're not in the weight room strong. And we play hard. We played physical. We made 3 big mistakes that cost us 3 touchdowns.
What was that, Coach?
2 fumbles that led to 2 touchdowns, and we called an interception for a touchdown that was called back by a roughing the passer that led to a touchdown. All 3 of those times we were driving a score. So, the score is 56-0 if we eliminate those scores.
Yeah, really dominated the game.
Yeah, eliminate those 3, penalties. A penalty and a fumble. We pretty much, handled the game pretty heavily. But
well, to give everybody some info, the final score: Charles Henderson 34, Greenville 18, and of course a big win, another big area win for the Trojans. Coleman rambled for 74 yards on 12 carries and 2 touchdowns. It's good to have him back.
Oh yeah, he was a workhorse. He actually tweaked his ankle again in the second quarter. It was bad. He limped off the field on one leg. So, I thought he was out. So at halftime, I told him to go to the sideline, no need to do the drills, coming out in halftime. And I saw the second offensive series. He's in the game. I didn't even know.
Is that when he ran the swing pass?
Yes, he ran the swing pass. I'm like, who put him in the game? But thank you. And you can tell he's at like 75%. And he still, outran everybody on the sideline.
This is Zach Coleman.
Yeah,
is that
Zach
right?
Coleman. Yeah. So, hopefully we can get him to at least 85% and keep him consistent throughout the year, because that ankle is going to hurt. We send him out at practice because he works hard. We don't doubt that he's going to go out there and give it his all.
Yeah.
So,
now, is he a big back? How much he weighs?
yeah, Zach is 5'11" and a half, almost 6 foot. He's about 215 pounds.
Oh man, he's a load, isn't he?
Junior?
Yeah, he's a junior. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And of course, Parker Adams had another big night. He was 6 14 for 100 yards and had 3 touchdowns. While Javon Boyd had another big night. He had 82 yards receiving and for 1 touchdown. So he continued his outstanding play.
He did. Now Parker actually, I think we have a live stat guy that kind of got it mixed up. Parker actually had 301 yards.
301 yards.
Yeah, in the
throwing.
Yeah, he did.
Whoa, man! Well, that is a big difference, Coach.
Yeah, 301, 302, somewhere around there. So he was over 300 yards.
Over 300 yards.
Yeah,
and,
we of course we watch film, we do the stats.
Yeah, and I understand,
Yeah.
and they'll get better hopefully.
Yeah.
And we'll have more up-to-date information that comes by way of the messenger, and of course, Josh Batwell does a good job.
Yeah.
Now, taking a look at, Greenville had a running back named Ty Phillips that was a pretty good player. He rushed for 147 yards and another back rushed for 90 yards. So they were able to move the football.
Yeah, that's it didn't seem like it, but
Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. Excuse me, Coach.
Hi, morning.
All right, of course we've got Coach Quinn Hambright. Yeah, and he's on the air, looking good this morning, and just fresh off of a big win over rival Greenville, and of course a big region win.
Carroll Ozark comes in this Thursday at Memorial Stadium, and they're 2-1. They lost to Dothan 45-19. They defeated Dale County 39-9, and they defeated Rehoboth 21-7. That's a region game.
Yeah, definitely.
And so their head coach is Patrick Plott. What's their strengths, Coach?
Their quarterback is extremely fast. I mean, we're talking, I think he runs like a 10-4 or something like that, 10-8 in the 100-meter. At one point last year, he was the fastest kid at 5'8".
Oh, man.
So he's pretty elusive.
And he's the quarterback?
Yes, he plays quarterback for them.
Was he the quarterback last year?
Yeah, the same little shifty little kid, yeah. He's gotten a little bit bigger.
Good. I remember watching that game.
Yeah, he's gotten a little bit bigger. But also, we didn't have Zion Grady and John Warren Boyd. Didn't play the full game either. So, it'll be a different dynamic. They play hard. I mean, they up front, they're strong. On the edges, they're strong. They have a good receiver, a really, really good receiver that can stretch the field. And the quarterback can get it there. So we really have to be disciplined on the back end to make sure our eyes are not in the backfield trying to worry about, the front end has to worry about, the running back, which is a very, very nice running back. I mean, he's smooth. And the quarterback who can break it for 80 yards in 8 seconds, So, we have a task on our hands this week.
Just to give you more input on the game, the big win over Greenville, and it says now Adams was threw for over 300 yards, Mike, and 3 touchdowns, while Boyd had 82 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. I want to mention the Charles Henderson got scoring first, Coach, when Coleman took it in from 4 yards out. Nick Pearson kicked the extra point, and they were on the board with just 10-24 gone in the first quarter, or the second quarter, excuse me.
Yeah, second quarter.
There was no scoring in the first quarter.
No scoring, no, sir.
And then,
you
of
didn't
course,
have the ball at one time, I think, the first
but they controlled the football then.
Yeah, the defense couldn't get off the field on third down.
And on their next possession, Charles Simpson went up by 14-0 on a Adams pass to Mario Davenport for 30 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, it was Stephon Mosley. I know they had I know Dan Smith. He called me about the stats and stuff.
Yeah,
it was Stephon Mosley on the touchdown.
I'm glad we cleared that out. I'm glad we
it was Stephon Mosley. He's a kid that ran track last year. He broke 3. Last year, he broke 3 runs for over 40 yards and didn't score. So, I made all of my skilled guys run track. And he made it his business not to let anybody catch me on Friday. So, he hit the sideline and he was gone. So, we have the speed on the edges as well.
Other than that tweet,
go ahead.
All you players come out pretty healthy?
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. I have one of my tight ends that came in from Florida. He had knee surgery Tuesday.
Lost a good player then, Coach.
Noah Green is his name. So he'll be a household name next year. Yeah. I mean, he's a 6'1", 215-pound tight end. He's a true tight end.
Yeah.
He blocks like an old lineman. He catches like a wide receiver. So he was an athlete that you just hear his name now, but next year, he'll be a guy that would be good. But other than that, we have tweaks in here and there. Everybody's, banged up because of physical game, but we're pretty healthy for the most part.
To look at
how are y'all doing on cramping? Dad and I were at the Troy Ole Miss game, and Troy was cramping throughout the game. I mean, they must have had 8 or 9 times the guy went to the ground with cramps. Have y'all had pretty good luck when it comes to that?
Well, we've been cramping for sure, and it is not that we're in shape. We're not in shape. It's the fact that the kids they don't take care of their bodies. We preach it all the time. You have to hydrate the night before. You have to hydrate all day long. in order to play a full game, full speed. I think I don't know if y'all ever heard of Catapult, but Catapult does the miles per hour that the kids run, the effort that they put out. So like kind of like the ESPN science type deal where they can measure your speed. And Catapult measured that. He said this is the first time this ever happened. 13, I think we had 22 players that had it on. 13 of our guys gave 90% effort, and everybody gave over 70% effort. So he said that was the first time that's ever happened while he's been working with Catapult, and which is good because that means they're maximizing every ounce of energy that they have. But if you do that, you have to replenish that. And my biggest thing is, electrolytes. I tell them to drink one whole thing of Pedialyte before the game.
What about pickles? You want us to donate a bunch of pickles to the program?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Pickle juice is good. Now, our trainer actually has. They make pickle juice. I didn't know this until
like a squeeze.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, they actually make it like it's actually in a bottle that you crack up and open the drink. Yeah, it's weird, but
please pass the pickle juice.
Yeah, pass the pickle juice. But it's a preventative method. Yeah. Once you're cramping, you're probably going to keep that cramp for the rest of the time. So you have to. It's what you do the night before and the entire day of the game to prevent those things.
I'm still talking about the Greenville game, and we're going to get into the Carroll game in a minute. But Charles Simpson took advantage of opening drive in the second half and moved 56 yards in 3 plays with Adams completing a 7-yard touchdown pass to Boyd.
Yep. It was 3 plays. RPO slant to Stephon Mosley. Out corner route to John Boyd. And then a touchdown.
You led 20-6 with 11:27 left to go in the third quarter. Greenville was able to put on another score to make it 20-12. And then Coleman punched one in from 1 yard out after they drove drove all the way down to 5 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the third. Mm-hmm. Pearson kicked the extra point, and the score was 27-12. And then later on in the quarter, ladies and gentlemen, Adams completed a pass to Coleman. Now, let's see if we get this right, for a 60-yard touchdown with 4:18 left to go in the third quarter. So Charles Simpson led 34-12. And then Greenville was able to punch one in, and the final score was 34-18. Mm-hmm. Now, are we right on the 60-yard touchdown?
Yes, sir.
It looks like a big grizzly bear going down that side.
Yeah.
When he caught it, it was the receivers kind of, took him out of the play, and then that linebacker couldn't keep up with him.
The linebacker could keep up with him. He just stiff armed the corner. And the other kid, he tried to wrap up. He still farmed him too. And
that wasn't Derrick Henry in the uniform, was it?
Look, he's close.
He got those big thighs.
Yeah, he's close. He's close. He's a big kid. I say he squats 530 pounds. So.
Oh man,
he didn't even check up. He was getting stronger. Mm-hmm. And I think one thing, and you know more than I do, but your players, after what they went through last year, third and fourth quarter, they weren't for sure. They kind of. But now they know they are the king of the mountain. They can be king of the mountain if they just keep executing.
Yeah, it's all about the execute and the small things.
Biggest difference.
And of course, we talk about offensive performance. Who shined for you on defense?
Defensively, really the defensive line held their own. They played extremely well. I mean, they weren't on my linebackers all game. They were in the backfield all game, and it helped because, Damian Hart had 16 tackles, 16 or 17 tackles.
Oh, man.
We're number 8.
Number 8, yes.
Number 8.
Damian Hart, that is tremendous.
Yeah, he had about 16, 17 tackles, I know. And Zion had 13 tackles. And for a D lineman to have 13 tackles, I mean, you're playing some football. Mario Davenport caught an interception for a touchdown, but it got called back. Yeah. Because roughing the passer. And I talked to Zion, I'm like, man, why would you do this? He's like, Coach, I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
So when you're a big guy like that, if you stop, then you're probably messing up with your knees. So I said, we'll take it. We still won the game. That's fine.
Now, this week, with a quarterback that can run, you got to pretty much, sometimes stay at home.
Yep.
and try to keep him contained.
Yeah, he's a guy that, we can't get upfield on defense. I know as much as Zion wants to go get him and sack the quarterback, he has to sacrifice those big time getting upfield, beating the tackle, because he'll step up in the pocket, see a gap.
And of course, it's Carroll High against Charles Henderson tomorrow night, Thursday night. I love this Thursday night game because I can go see some other games after that. But Charles Henderson, a big game against Carroll High tomorrow night.
How do you structure your practice different, Coach?
On Sundays, because we usually go shells, which is shoulder pads and shorts on Sundays if we have a Thursday game. But because the game was so physical, we had a full practice, but it was only in helmets Sunday. Monday we came with full practice and full gear. Yesterday it was just helmets and shoulder pads. So today will be a slight walkthrough, just making sure we tweak everything, that take out what we don't need. Don't add anything. Today is all about execution and subtraction.
Well, I tell you what, the thing that impresses me so far this season about Charles Henderson, they're balanced on offense, and it's so important to be balanced. We're not one-dimensional. We can throw it and we can run it. Isn't that the way you look at it?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're a team that can run the ball, and we're a team that can throw the ball. I mean, Parker throws 300 yards last year. He was the only quarterback in the state to throw for over 400. So,
But I saw Parker last night at the game. The middle school, well, not the middle school, but the junior varsity played, and very, very well played game. You would thought that Charles Henderson team had been practicing regular, but they haven't. They didn't practice much together, did they?
Yeah, they do. We make sure that our JV guys get those reps, because we never know. And my biggest thing is, when your name is called, you better be ready.
Yeah.
So a lot of those young guys, they can possibly play at the varsity level. They're not ready yet, but if we got a guy that goes down, the next man up. So they get, they don't get as many reps as varsity, but they get a decent amount of reps. Yeah. They'll have 2 or 3 days of practice where it's just them.
And of course, Lowry, Mike, a little Lowry guy. He's not a big guy, but boy, he can throw a football. This kid can really throw a football, and he was very impressive last night in that ball game. And several other young men. There was a running back who didn't play much, but he's number 20. That kid, he looks like that he could play right now.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys that, when your name is called, you better be ready type deal. He's a 10th grader. When Zach was hurt against Mary Montgomery, he pretty much carried the load.
Is this Antonio Frazier?
Antonio Frazier. So we give him those JV reps because he still has growing to do.
So as far as playing on Thursday night, is that a Troy University home game deal where y'all have to play and they have to have a couple days to get the stadium ready type thing?
I don't think
They've got to bring the goalpost in and put some.
Yeah, but I know it helps things, but I don't think it mandates that.
No, it's not a mandate, but they just want to get the stadium clear. They want to clean it. And actually, we kick with college goalposts.
Yeah, I know.
Do you have to have they don't change it for us. They don't change it.
How about your opponent? I didn't think you did either. Your opponent, do they understand that it bothered them?
I guess it's neither here nor there. They don't talk to me about it.
They're playing with the same goal.
Yeah, playing with the same goalposts.
What is the difference as far as the dimensions?
I don't know the exact dimension of it, but it's thin.
Yeah,
it's thin.
It's wide. It's normally wider for high school than it is college.
Yeah, it is. It's a few feet.
They used to do it.
Yeah, it's a few feet, at least 2 yards.
Coach, I was just sitting there watching the game, and up comes Parker Adams. Came up to talk to me. And it made me feel good for one thing that he'd want to find out from this old man what he thought. But Parker, he has proven right now, not only that he can pass the football, but he can run it. He's got real good speed. Real good speed.
Yeah, he's a kid that it sneaks up on you. You don't know you can't catch him until you're running behind him.
Yeah.
Type deal. You know.
But the thing I noticed though, he's still not a big kid. But if he can get some meat on his bones, no telling what this kid can do.
Yeah, he's gaining. He's actually gained about 15 pounds. But he's still small.
How much would you say? About 175, 180 maybe?
Yeah, he's about 170 now.
Yeah,
he's about 170. I know he was at like 155 last year.
Yeah. Now, Mike, I'm fixing to say something, and Coach is sitting here. I ran in and had the best conversation I could find with Fred Burden, Mike. You remember Fred Burden?
Yeah, I grew up with Fred.
Well, Fred is the junior high coach. Is that right, Coach? Mm-hmm. And does a real good job. Is that right?
Yeah, he does. It's pretty much the same thing we run. You know, we have coaching clinics with them to make sure that when they get over here, they learn the same terminology, you know. And I let them coach it the way they want to coach it. As long as they're calling it the exact same thing we call it, that transition isn't foreign to them when they come over to the high school. But he has some athletes over there. And they're good.
And Fred, it's good to have him on board because he can coach. And he's a loyal coach, you know, that's going to be a strong willed person that's going to be a good example for these young people.
Yep, he definitely is. You know, he loves it. When you have a coach that has a genuine love for the community and a genuine love for the kids, you know, you can't beat it.
He really did. And then he had a brother that was a pretty good player too, wasn't he, Mike?
Roderick.
Roderick
played quarterback for us.
Yeah, he's right. He was a good one. So you got a lot of old blue bloods, Coach, on your staff, and I like that. Well,
so, Coach, Carroll's in an area game. Who else is in y'all's area?
We have Headland, Rehoboth, and Eufaula.
Headland is much improved.
In Greenville, Greenville from last week.
Yeah. When you say Headland is much improved,
Coach is doing an extremely good job over there. You know, I just see some of his videos he posts and some of the things that he's doing. He's trying to change the mentality, you know, of that program. So he's doing an extremely good job over there.
And of course, every game is a big one, but these area games mean a lot and so forth. And if you could get up with two area wins, you'll be in pretty good shape, don't you think?
Yeah, we'll hopefully, if God's will, we'll win this one. If not, then we're still in the playoff hunt. But you know, I'm just extremely proud of the effort that they're giving now. Yeah. You know, and the thing about it, you know, we have area game. We're off for 2 weeks with non-area games. Then we come back to it. So. You know, we 2-2-2.
And I tell you what, you feel bad about this young man who was just moved to Troy and was had he already played in any games?
Yeah, he played in. He got hurt in the Pike County game.
Yeah, and
freak accident too. Yeah. Freak accident. Didn't even look like he was. I mean, he was running. He stopped. And he fell.
But now he was a junior and
sophomore.
Just a sophomore, so he's got 2 more years.
2 more years
to be on your program. And I noticed a lot of good-looking kids on your junior varsity, and that's where And I noticed Eufaula had a big team too. But you can just see these kids playing for Charles Central one day.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're big. They're strong. They have to work on being more physical.
Yeah.
But that's a part of it. You know, when you got a young crew. That's used to the game speed is different.
You know, coach, play calling is so important, and balance, as we mentioned earlier, is so important. But sometimes you can get carried away. You throw up, make a few passing plays, and then you do you have any way to keep up with the how many times you rushed it, how many times you passed it, and Do you find that to be hard to sort of keep the balance of your attack?
I mean, essentially, the game is all about feel. So there's no need to force one entity of it if the other one is working.
Yeah, that's right.
So if we're heavy run, then we're going to pound it. I mean, we're going to pound it. I mean, like I said in the last drive against Mary Montgomery, we had to go 72 yards.
It was a beautiful
Usually,
drive.
you would think that for 72 yards. We're just going to nickel and dime it. Just give it. We threw for 1.
But the key to why that was, and you won the game with it, you drove probably 75 to 80 yards for a touchdown, and you did it 15 plays. And like you said, you just threw it one time. Yeah. If you're able to run the football, leave everything else alone.
Burn the clock. Burn it. You know, there's no need to it. Like you can't get pass heavy. Yeah. You know, but you know, with the run, it completely opens up the passing game. So if you're gashing them for 6 yards, 7 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, 20 yards, safety start creeping, corner starts looking, you throw it over the top. So or vice versa. You know, if you're a heavy passing team, you get too high safety, you run the ball. Yeah. You know, so it's one of those things where you take what the defense gives you. And
let me tell you this: with a team like Greenville, who is very athletic. You know, it put them on the spot to know that Charles Henderson was going to be balanced, and they never knew whether or not they were going to throw it or you going to run it.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. You know, on 1st and 10, you know, we may throw a 50-yard bomb just to open their eyes. Okay, we need to back up, and then you know. It's all about, you know, strategic planning.
A big Thursday night, Coach, and don't you ever think that all the high schools in this area will be at the game. They've got Thursday off, and Charles Henderson playing Carroll of Ozark. The only Thursday night game, I think, on the schedule, on anybody's schedule. So it should be a big crowd, Coach. You'll be playing in front of a lot of your opponents. A lot of these guys probably will come to the game.
Yeah, I expect it. You know, I mean, if it was me, I would, because I know on Friday nights I'll be somewhere.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I'll be somewhere watching somebody.
And I tell you what, you were all over the field last night. You were in the press box, and you were on the field, and you know those kids. You made those kids feel good to know their head coach of the varsity was going to be there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm going to go to every JV game that we have. If we have a home game for the middle school, you'll see my face there too. Yeah. I'm not going to miss those games. You think of it like this. You shouldn't, but you have to. You know, it's still recruiting. You still have to recruit your own players because there is somebody else. Yeah. There is somebody else out there that may be in the mom's ear, the dad's ear, that's saying, hey, you know, you'll be better off over here. Hey, you're not getting that playing time over there.
Now you're playing on Thursday night, so that means you got Friday night off. You know, of course, this is a good resting period for your team a little bit. But at the same time, you'll be probably watching somebody somewhere.
Yeah, definitely will be.
Does the middle school play this week, or do they got?
No, they off this week. Then they come back next Tuesday. Yeah.
I think. There's something that Coach Burton told me last night that's going to be good. On a Troy football day, Troy plays that night, but and then the junior high plays. I don't know. I can't remember exactly who they play, but they're gonna play on that Saturday.
Saturday morning, yeah.
And then they're gonna take all the teams from Greenville, I think is where they're from. Who you playing? And this is the junior high from Greenville. They're gonna bust them all over to the stadium.
Yep.
And they were gonna feed you and everything. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a real cool thing that Coach Burton is doing. You know, I'm proud of the vision that he has for that program. You know, just being innovative, playing on a Saturday morning, taking the kids to a football game. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, when some of those kids probably would have never had that experience at that age, but to go, you see that crowd pumping, you look around. You see these huge athletes compared to yourself, you know, 7th and 8th grade. So it's like, I want to be that.
That's right. I want to be like that. I want to wear that helmet, you know.
Exactly. Right. So when they get that instilled in them early, it makes them want it a little bit more in high school. It makes them want to get to that goal because they've seen it. They've seen it, you know, in fruition. So,
well, let's if you will, name your offensive line for us again.
Oh yeah, the players of the game. You know, they were the offensive players of the game, our offensive line. At left tackle, we have Zamir Caffey at left guard. You know, we have Sterling Sharp. Center is Benton Dunn. Right guard is Philip Scott. And the right tackle is Connor Jones. Yeah, and
But Connor Jones is a big old tall kid.
He's 6'5", 290.
Is he a pretty good player?
Yeah, he is.
Now, he's just a junior?
He's a senior. The right side of that line are seniors. Philip Scott and Connor Jones are seniors. The left side, from the center to the left side, are juniors.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, they are doing an outstanding job for you.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're smart. When you have an offensive line that a coach really doesn't have to make the blocking adjustments. They can coach you up on it, but when you get an odd front in front of you and they know how to block it up, and the odd front turns to an even front, and they don't have to go to the sideline to ask coach, they can do it themselves.
Coach, I don't know the head coach at Carolina Mozart, but I do know one of the assistant coaches, Coach Suber, and he coached many years down at Pike County, and he's been at Carroll for quite a while. He'll have his bunch ready, I'm sure.
Yeah, he will. And then Patrick Plott, he was at Greenville for a minute.
Okay.
He actually went to the fourth round of the playoffs at Greenville. Then left Greenville to go to Auburn. So he coached at Auburn for a few years, and then ended up getting the Carroll job.
Yeah.
But Plott is he's a guy that knows football.
Yeah.
And he has a staff over there that knows football. He stole one of my frat brothers from Wetumpka. He's the O-line.
Yeah.
He's the O-line coach over at Carroll now. So he's putting. I told him, man,
is Coach Suber still there?
I think he is.
Yeah, I understand him. I know this.
Yep.
He plays golf. He plays golf in Troy every Saturday morning. I know that. But ladies and gentlemen, our good friend Quinn Hambrate, right, has been our guest today, and I appreciate you coming and being on our show and letting everybody know who you are and what you believe in as a program. People throw this out. They say, what kind of person Coach Hambright is and his staff and everything. When Sunday comes around, you're gonna try to be in the house of the Lord, aren't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's that. Look,
as hard as you work, you're gonna be in the house of the Lord.
You get it. You have to. You keep that Bible by your side. I'm a praying guy. I mean, I'm before the game for our field walk. We're gonna make that circle around the tee. We're gonna talk and we're gonna pray. We're gonna pray after every practice. That's just. And I let the kids, lead their prayer because, of course, I can't lead it. But during on the football field, it's me and the coach is gonna pray together, and
I noticed when y'all left the field before, after warm-ups, the coaching staff circled around in the end zone.
Yep.
And had a prayer.
Yep. We're gonna do it every single game.
And that filters down to your players, and it's like Whitey Whitman. That's how he touched us.
That's right.
And, I mean, you were touched by your coaches, and you're just giving back.
It on.
It's a great way for
just giving it back.
Yes, exactly right, and we appreciate that very much in our coach. It's going to be another test this week. I could tell everybody that you're 3-0. I know the Pike County game didn't count, but it did in my mind.
Well, let's let it start counting because you've really got 9 games, and so do they.
But we need to.
we'll plan on Thursday. Change any of what you're gonna do.
The only thing it changes is that I get to watch some high school football on Friday.
Yeah.
So I get a full weekend of high school football Friday, college football Saturday. And I can watch most of my film on Friday. Yeah. And that's so I can have my Saturday to myself. Yeah. But when I say to myself, I'm probably I know. Right. So
little girls.
How are you guys doing in the pros? I mean, I know Mac Wilson's about to play for the Patriots, which I'm excited about. And Sean Deion Hamilton, he got cut, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he got cut from. I'm not sure if he got cut from the Lions or not. I hadn't spoken with him in about 2 or 3 months.
But you coached those guys, didn't you?
Yeah. Of course, Marlon Davidson. I had him for a year at Carver. He's a Greenville kid, but actually, I'm glad you said that. I got to call Marlon because Marlon was on my Facebook page talking about Greenville this, Greenville that. So I owe him a phone call.
Yeah.
I owe him a phone call.
Yeah.
Call him right now.
And David's
Right.
playing.
Let's
David's
see.
playing for the Falcons.
Yeah.
He plays for the Falcons. Let me see if Marlon answer the phone. We're gonna try to get him on the line.
You're on Today in L.A.
Right.
Yeah.
You think you got to say about the orange and blue from Troy?
Let's see if he answers the phone.
It's about 9 o'clock Atlanta time.
Yep. Marlon.
And he plays for.
Bro, why you playing my phone? Hey man, look, I'm on a live talk show in Troy, man, and I said, look, I owe him because he done commented on my Facebook page talking about Greenville this and Greenville that, man. What you think, man? You still want to talk that junk? Y'all got something going good down there, though, Coach. Hey, I appreciate it, man. How you been, man? How Atlanta treating you? Everything good, Coach, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get back right, man. Trying to get my legs strong. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get back on the field, man. I'm just trying to show people what it's really about. I understand, man. Hey, man, I'm proud of you, man. I said, let me call him, man. I got these guys here on this show. I said, I got to call him and see what he up to, man. You answer the phone, he say, hello, how you doing, Coach? Man, you already knew what I was calling for. I already knew you trying to talk to him. Yeah, man, but yeah, man. But I'll be hitting you up, though, man. Love you, man. Be good.
And thank you for being online for us.
Yes, sir.
Now,
all right, man.
Now, he tell him who he plays for.
Marlon Davidson, he was 2 years ago, he was a second-round draft pick for the Atlanta Falcons. So he's still there. He had a knee injury. He can forever tell his grandkids that he intercepted Tom Brady for a touchdown. He had a pick six against Tom Brady.
Oh, hell
so it was a 5-yard play, but you know.
Yeah. Well, if you wanted to, you could drive over there and watch him play. He'd have a ticket for you, wouldn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He would. I got a ticket. All the games. So, yeah,
let's see if I need a ticket.
Yeah,
play down, guy.
Yeah, he was a great kid.
In fact, I'm looking for a ticket for that Auburn Penn State game.
Now, I will be there. It'll be me, Jawan, and Zion.
So
we're definitely gonna go to that game.
And that's good exposure for you and your players, and to be able to see another side of you.
Exactly. They was I had a crew with me Saturday. We went to the Alabama State game. Saturday, I had a big crew with me, and they pretty much spent all day with me from 8 that morning until about 10 that night. So.
Oh boy.
Alabama State, a lot of people don't realize, is traveling to play UCLA this weekend.
Yep, they are. They're traveling to go get that money because I love my guys and I hope they win, but man.
Well, I'll tell you something about them. I've been very impressed with Alabama State, and of course their new coach. And,
they're 2-0.
Is this Coach Robinson's son or is it his nephew?
No. He played for Houston Markham.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I remember the great Houston Markham. He was a good coach too.
Eddie Robinson played in the NFL for 12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not related to the Louisiana folks, are they? Yeah, that's right.
But
the Grambling coach.
Yeah, the Grambling. Yep. But they're going to be pretty good. I know Alabama wants Zion to come up there, so hopefully we'll hear some good news from Alabama in a few weeks too. So.
Is that's Zion?
Zion Grady, yes.
Yeah. Now there was somebody went to Florida State game either last week or
Zion.
Zion did.
Zion and Damien. I took both of them to Florida State 2 weeks ago.
Oh man, you.
I'll tell you what, that was a big win by Florida State.
Oh, definitely a big win. I'll be on the show all day talking about that, man. That was one that probably going to be the best college game of the year. Now, if something tops that game, I'd be surprised. But LSU, it's just the way everything with the fumbles. The muff punt to the fumble on the 1 yard line to a 99-yard drive.
Oh yeah.
Only to end the game in a block punt. You can't write that in the script.
I know, no question.
Yeah, you think the special teams coach kept his job?
He did.
2 block kicks
He did,
and
man.
2 muff punts.
Look. I guess no. He's probably going to change personnel, and then after that, we're going to talk about his job. But no, he's going to change personnel to try to get the right people in the right spots. I mean, but I heard that and I hate it for the kids that the LSU kids were getting like threats and stuff like that from fans and stuff, man. And they have to understand now they're not amateurs anymore because they're getting paid, but they're still 18, 19-year-old kids, that doing what they love to do, at the end of the day, fans are going to be fans.
Well, Coach, you got a lot of folks cheering for you and your team, Coach, and you have really set the tempo for an outstanding year Yeah, of course, how important it is for the kids to play each game game one at a time.
One at a time. That's all we're worried about.
and it's no weak link on your schedule hardly.
No, everybody's tough. Everybody's going to bring something. Even the teams that we beat last year, they're better this year. With Rehoboth, with Hetland. I think Hetland at halftime it was 21-20 against Eufaula.
Yeah, that's right. They played them tough.
They played them tough. So there aren't any rink things on the schedule right now. So.
And of course I know this, and I'll let you go. I know you got to get back to work, but tell us what you think you really need to improve on. I know offensively and defense. I mean, offensively, you look pretty good on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Are running football and passing football. Yeah. But what do you think your main concerns are?
Just minimizing our mistakes, and that's in all phases. Making sure we wrap up on defense.
Wrap up.
Wrap up.
That's
right
what it is. Wrap up.
Tackling is all about heart and effort. If you have those two things along with technique, you're going to get them down every play. Offensively, we just have to take care of the ball on the ground. We can't fumble. Special teams, we just really have to take care of the ball and win the special teams game. Matchup, we practice it. I mean, when I tell you special teams is a big part of practice, and the kids have to understand that, special teams can win and lose a game.
Yeah.
And, right now we're getting better at it, because they're kind of realizing, I have to go full speed on special teams. It's not a playoff. But Zion Grady, I think, has 4 blocked field goals this season in 2 games.
Boy, don't you think the college scout will look at that? Because
it's the effort. It's the effort.
It is. And another thing about blocking a kick, it takes guts. I'm using the word guts. It takes guts to dive in there with a guy got his foot in your crowd, But me,
that's why you're wearing helmets and shoulder pads.
I know, but you know what? I tell you what. Out of all the things in football, it's one of the toughest, gut wrenching things is blocking a kick.
Yeah, you have to get it, and it takes effort.
You're diving into a foot that's coming pretty fast.
Yeah, and a ball, and a ball that's coming pretty fast too. So,
Well, your kicking game, Coach, I've been a little bit disappointed because this guy, looks like a great kicker, and I know he's still young, but what do you think about your kicking game?
Nick, he's dealing with a tight back right now, so we're trying to loosen that up every day at practice just to make sure that he's comfortable.
Yeah.
It's right now. I think it's more so mental than anything. Because he's his worst critic, he's his worst enemy.
Yeah, I talked to him, and he's just a nice young man, and he knows he has not kicked up to par. But, but now he's made a few that counted. But we're talking about one of the finest kickers in our area, and hopefully he'll get hot.
Yeah, he'll get out the slump. Even in basketball, every shooter, has 1 or 2 bad games where he scores 12 points and he averages 28 points a game.
Yeah.
So I think Nick is in that.
Do you like it for him to kick it in the end zone, or what do you like from him? Do you try to get him short of the 20?
Well, no, we want to kick it out the end zone.
Yeah.
We
don't even worry about anybody running back. Yeah. So he's good at that too, isn't he?
Yeah, he can do it. He can put it pretty much anywhere we need him to put it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and of course, you got to be excited, and of course, it's going to be a great game. And I know you folks on Thursday night, there's no other game in town, so get out and support Charles Simpson High School as they go up against Carroll High of Ozark. Carroll High's on our cable, so there's a lot of people from Ozark watching this show tonight. And what do you have to say for them, Coach?
Hey, y'all come out and support. Come, Carroll. Come support. We need that crowd pumping. They need you. We need the Trojans. And hopefully at the end of the game, it'll be a great one.
And Coach, thank you again for being on our show. You're always been very respectful of our program and our show. And it's always good to see you. And go Trojans.
Go Trojans. Let's go get them.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers. they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Oh, it's on Facebook.
Facebook, you're on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
You look like you're still working out, too, are you?
I'm trying. Got 65 kids to run behind every day. So.
How many are you dressing?
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
At cost plus 10%, we offer your favorite brands at the best price. At Piggly Wiggly, we keep it simple. We price our products at cost, then add 10% at checkout. We carry all your favorite name brand foods, and we accept manufacturer coupons. Find us on Facebook and see our weekly specials.
North 3.
At the Piggly...
on the bypass in Troy, Piggly Wiggly, one of the best grocery stores in this part of the country. And I was talking to my buddy in the meat department the other day, and I said, how can you, with the prices of everything going up, how can you sell me those ribeye steaks for $10.95 a pound? And he said, well, we might give you a break on this and a break on the produce and all that, but he says that's what business is about, being competitive. So if it's buddy down the road is giving you steaks for $10.95 a pound, well, I'm gonna do that too.
There you go.
So of course their produce is outstanding, and the thing about it, you can walk in there and say, I want a steak 1.5 inches thick, and he'll cut you one for 1.5 inches thick.
Right.
And now the prices are right at $10.95 a pound. That's really good for a ribeye.
We may have to have some beef tonight.
But I know you, the cook.
Jody cooked some chicken casserole last night. It was chicken with a little bit of soup and cream cheese. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
and some baked Brussels sprouts.
Oh, I love Brussels sprouts. I do. Those small cabbages.
But Major League Baseball, dealing with home runs, Aaron Judge is up to 54.
Did he hit one last night?
He's hit one. I don't think they played last night. They may have played, but he hit his 54th home run. And Albert Pujols is at 695. This is his last year. He's got 27 games left, and I hope he gets to the 700.
Yeah, that would be something.
Home run threshold. So good luck to Albert Pujols with the St. Louis Cardinals for that.
The biggest news is the Braves have finally caught the Mets. They're tied.
They're tied.
Tied for first.
Yeah, that's great. I want to mention
The
this.
Braves have been trailing all year, and now have finally caught up with the Mets.
You're not going to believe, though, how many times they got to be on the road. This doesn't even look fair, Michael. Right now they've got the Athletics in town, and that is. They're playing at the Mariners.
They're playing in Oakland.
I know it. They play in Oakland, and then at the Mariners, and at the Giants, and then they finally get back home. And this is one you might want to catch. It's Friday, September 16th. They play the Phillies at home, and on the 17th they play Phillies again. And on Sunday, the 18th, they play Phillies again. And then the Nationals come in for September 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd for a good home and then they'll finish their home schedule out with the Mets on September 30th, October the 1st, and October 2nd. That should be a real good series there, as they play the Mets to pretty much end the season.
One thing that Major League Baseball does when a team travels out west, they try to go ahead and schedule, teams to play while they're out there rather than going back and forth, back and forth. And next year, it is a new change for Major League Baseball. Every team in Major League Baseball will play every team for the first time in history.
I know.
It may not be home and away, but you will play. They're going to start playing each other. You'll play all teams next year in a series.
Of course, I want to mention our show is brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass in Troy. And of course, I know that Jason and all the great people have got super sales going on in their used car and truck lot, and also those brand new cars and trucks there at Premier. So we appreciate Premier. And remember, nobody beats a Premier deal, nobody. I want to mention a couple of things about this weekend. Of course, Troy University plays at night against Alabama A&M. Now, Troy plays at night at 6. Mm-hmm. Auburn plays
at 6:30.
At 6:30. And Alabama plays Texas at 11 o'clock in the morning.
In the morning.
Can you believe it? That early in the morning. And, I'm going to tell you, somebody told me that Texas is one of the only teams that have sort of dominated Alabama over the years. Alabama has not beaten them but one time in the last 7 tries, I believe. Isn't that right, Mike?
Yeah, but I mean, these games were back in the 60s and the 70s.
Yeah,
a lot of them were in the 1900s.
and it's really, it's really, you think about it, Alabama has played Oklahoma very few times and Texas very few times. So
1902, 1915, 1922. 1948, 1960, 65, 73, 82, and 10. But they'll start playing home.
Steve Sarkisian has showed a lot of love to Coach Saban this week, pretty much saying that Coach Saban saved his career. Of course, Sarkisian had some off-the-field issues when he was at USC, and Saban gave him a chance. And now he's the head coach of Texas. But Sarkisian is realistic. I mean, if you read articles and stuff like that.
Well, I don't like. So they said, Mike.
He knows that Texas is not there yet.
I know it, but I don't like what he's having to say. He said what he's doing. He's saying, this game don't mean anything to us. We're not putting any emphasis on this game. We're gonna. All I'm concerned about is being in the conference championship game when time rolls around. Hey, he should be saying we're going to try our best to kick their butt. We're going to play tough defense and all that. We're going to be fired up. Hey, this guy's saying
he's saying that in the locker room.
Yeah.
He's baiting us.
Well, it better be, because I wouldn't want him as a coach. If I'm a fan, I would not want him as a coach with that kind of attitude.
Rat poison.
The big controversy is the $1 million band has decided not to go because their seating issues. They're going to put them in the rafters of the upper deck. And Alabama's $1 million band refused to go to the game because of where.
Were they going? And they were going to bus. That would have been a long bus trip too. For Alabama.
No,
I don't blame them.
The band was flying.
They were. The band was flying. 400 piece band they were flying, but that's what you call money.
Due to the seating issues, they decided not to go. So they'll have 400 more tickets are now opened up for the game.
Yeah.
Well, Jaleel Billingsley will not play for Texas. He's still under suspension as to what happened at Alabama. But the receiver Hall.
Yeah, I heard that. That's crazy. What happened in Alabama? They suspended still at Texas.
They said it was not. It was not anything to do with any kind of criminal activity, but it was, I guess, some kind of violation. But Texas imposing that same sanctions on him, even though he transferred to Texas. But Hall, the wide receiver Hall, will be eligible. And there's good news in Wake Forest. Their quarterback, Sam Hartman.
Yeah, he's good too.
He was suffering from blood clots.
Yeah.
They just now released that, but he's had surgery. He's off blood thinners, but he should get the start against Vanderbilt this week.
And I tell you, Wake Forest got a good football team, and I don't see. I think they'll wear Vanderbilt out. I think they'll beat them 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, playing in
Vanderbilt. That's the coach out there. I feel like deserves a big time job.
He's good.
I think he'd be a great coach.
He really would. He's a real good coach. Well, and then taking a look at Troy against Alabama A&M, and of course, that'll be a good game. It'll be a lot of pageantry. They'll be bringing their big band to Troy and going up against the Sound of the South. And I was sitting in my office the other day and listening to the Sound of the South, and boy, that place just draws chill bumps to me. I was a little bit disappointed that the band did not make the trip to Oxford for the Ole Miss game, but they have their reasons, I'm sure. And then the other reason might be that Ole Miss might not have invited the band. You know, they have to be invited to it. You can't just go.
Well, I think you got to pay for the seat.
Yeah,
don't you?
something
Probably
like that.
in the SEC.
And we might have saved some money. And of course, don't ever look past your opponent.
Coach Summerall said that Alabama A&M had over 30 transfers. So they're trying to rebuild their team. I didn't realize last year they went 7-3. But
Yeah,
Mike,
UAB whooped them.
Give me a report on his press conference. I need to hear it.
I mean, he basically was just talking about the mistakes they made on defense. And Joe Craddock, the offensive coordinator, was on and said that they maybe should have opened things up a little earlier, played too conservative in the first half.
Yeah, I would say that, yes. They were trying to run the ball and just keep it away from their offense.
And maybe he ran the ball too much.
Who's
overall, Summerall seemed pleased, of the effort, but definitely wasn't pleased, with the execution.
Yeah. Especially, he said, we didn't give up. Second half, we played real good ball, and he said we kept the fight up.
Well, another thing, were you a little disappointed that they didn't look at the other quarterbacks?
Yeah, I was. I felt like it called for a different look. I felt like somebody else should have got in there and had a chance. But
that running quarterback that's so fast, and they say he had sprinter speed. You would think that they would have let him go in there and do some play action, passing.
Yeah, I guess surely we'll see a lot of quarterbacks this weekend. So I guess we'll find out how these guys look.
Well,
Troy's just got such a brutal schedule, though. App State, on the road next weekend. Of course, App State's got to go to Texas A&M. Hopefully, Texas A&M will beat up App State pretty good. Troy will get a wounded App State team.
A wounded App State team, but they can score.
A&M didn't look great against Sam Houston State, though.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention last week, Troy's got a home and home with Sam Houston State, like 25 and 26. Does that do anything for you?
Not a thing. Not a thing.
Well, this new alignment, we hadn't talked about the college playoff has been approved. We just don't know when they're going to enact it, do we? About the 12-team playoff?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's they're talking about 2024, 2025. Sam Houston State that they will be Division I then.
Yeah. They're in the same conference with Jack State. Sam Houston in the same conference.
That was an old rival, Troy, back in the Southland Conference.
Yeah, that was, but I've been out there though. That's a gloomy place.
I would have rather played Houston than Sam.
Oh yeah, I would too. I'd want to play Houston too. But next year we do play a couple of big ones. One at Kansas State, and where's the other game?
Look at that. Yeah, Army at Army, don't you?
Yeah, Army at Army. And congratulations to on a big win over Army, Mike. Did that surprise you much?
I mean, I like Coastal Carolina, but I thought it was going to be a close one. But they won by 10. So I guess it still was pretty close.
Yeah, and that just goes to show you the talent of this conference, that we're in, the Sun Belt, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Next year we got Stephen F. Austin at home at Kansas State on the 9th. Stephen F. Austin will be on at home on September the 2nd at Kansas State on the 9th of September. We'll play home against Western Kentucky on September the 23rd, and we'll play at Army on October the 14th. That's for 2023.
So no really big name teams will we play next year, and of course on down. How about 2 years?
Well, in 2024 we got Florida A&M at home, at Memphis, and at Iowa.
At Memphis and at Iowa.
That's in 2024.
Yeah, well, it's good to go to Iowa. That's a long ways. They won 7-6 over South Dakota State last week.
Now 2025 gets a little bit better. You play home at Nichols, then you go to Clemson.
All right.
Play Clemson there. Home against Memphis and at UMass. So you got Clemson.
But at home against Memphis, that's good.
Yeah. So
well,
those are early games.
Yes, exactly.
First three.
And of course, I'm sure that Coach will have his team ready for A&M and some other games this weekend. High school games. Reeltown is at Goshen. That's a tough one for Goshen right there. And Zion Chapel at Wicksburg, Crenshaw Christian at Chambers, Smith Station at Enterprise, Luverne at Horseshoe Bend. They said Luverne scored 75 points this weekend, and they said they could have easily scored 100.
I know how bad things are at Barber County.
Yeah, and then Highland home at Lynette. Lynette, what used to be a powerful team, and I don't know what's happened to them this year. And then whoa, boy, what a game this is. GW Long at Arrington. I might go down there just to eat the hot dogs.
You better go early. You better go early. Well, those two teams playing.
Yeah.
And carry you a nice chair because you're going to have to find somewhere to sit.
And I will tell you something that you'll get a kick out of. I was looking at the teams with the most points scored, and of course Sparkman of Huntsville 59 points a game so far this year, and now I'm going down to Arrington, 2A Arrington. They are averaging 46 points a game, and Long High School of let's see, we're Long.
Clay Chalkville's got to be up there pretty good.
Yeah.
Another big game, area game, is Brantley at Elba.
Yeah, that will be a good
Elba
game.
has got two running backs that can tote the mail.
Well, let me tell you this, that would be a good one to go to, too. And it's not a far drive, and a beautiful stadium, and, that's pretty good. Dothan High School is averaging 43 points a game. Clay Chalkville, you're right, they're averaging 45 points a game so far this year.
I think they've only had one touchdown scored against them, Clay Chalkville.
Yeah, exactly. And defensively, Houston Academy, Monroe County, and Thomasville have not scored a point so far this year. And that surprised me. Points allowed. We didn't have the Theodore and Fife lead that with 0 points scored against them.
Well, this Friday,
you got the NFL starting tomorrow night. You got the Bills at the Rams at 7:20 on NBC.
Mike, I'm going to be at the Charles Henderson High School Carroll of Ozark game. I don't even want to hear about it.
I'm just saying the Bills are a 2.5-point favorite on the road.
Yeah. Well, eat a good meal Thursday night because Friday, 3 locations in Troy Bank and Trust Company will be hosting 3 blood drives simultaneously this Saturday. One's going to be at the main office. One will be at the Brundage Downtown Branch Bank of Troy Bank and Trust, and the other one will be at the Charles Henderson Child Health Center in Troy. And this is in conjunction with the Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, so donate. There's a blood drive this Friday at 3 locations, sponsored by Troy Bank and Trust.
Bringing that up, appreciate that. And of course, it's going to be an exciting weekend, and we're going to have a lot of fun getting ready. And of course, tailgate before the Troy game on Saturday. A good time to get out there with the family and put some hamburgers on the fire and have a good time.
Right. And next weekend, we're going to mention this too, sponsored by Premier Dodge. There's a Troy Bull and Barrel Bash next Friday and Saturday at the Cattlemen's Complex. You're going to have professional bull riding
not this
barrel
Saturday,
racing next weekend.
Not this weekend, next weekend.
Yeah, make your plans for next weekend on that one.
Of course, I hope now. Did it say whether or not Jason will let his girls participate?
It depends on what kind of events. If it's the professional,
that's right.
If it's for the older bunch, but it's going to benefit the J.O. College Senior Complex and the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital.
And boy, so many things that Jason Gregory has done for our community, and this is another one that raising money for the College Senior Center, which is a great place to be if you're 55 and over.
Michael, did you see Ed Ogeron's interview?
Well, tell me about what he said. I've heard
what he said, Michael.
Things. Mike, and we're gonna let Forrest tell you how he told me.
Well, he's been interviewed by this guy, and he said, Coach, they called him in and said, Coach, things aren't going well. And Egeron said, well, even Ray Charles can see that. And then they said, Coach, we're going to give you your $17.1 million that's left on your contract. And Egeron in his interview, he said, well, what time you want me to leave, and tell me what door you want me to go out of. It's $17.1 million.
Yeah, and he lives.
Yeah, he's got a girlfriend down in Destin, so he's down there a lot.
Well, somebody told me he had a place that on the Alabama coast.
Well, he might, but I know he's down in Destin some.
Yeah,
Our buddy Senator Tuberville was at Braga the other night.
Who was?
Tuberville.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Senator Tuberville.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know what? Tuberville would have been up for one of these coaching jobs, and he chose to be a politician first.
I don't know. Tuberville's 65 years old. Yeah. I don't know how many coaching jobs he had left.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people think that the best coach out there is the coach at Liberty, and I've heard so many things. I've heard Max Howard tell stories about him, but if you win, hey, it don't matter what you've done. You're forgiven of all your sins.
He's done some pretty bad stuff, though.
Yeah.
I mean, but it is what it is. I mean, Liberty. I think they play UAB this weekend.
UAB, and that's gonna be a good one, and that's gonna be one of our picks tomorrow, and it's gonna be a great weekend. Looking
it's gonna
at
be UAB at Liberty.
Yeah.
How many fans do you think Troy will have for Alabama A&M? 20,000.
I hope so. They'll bring a bunch. They support the team, Alabama A&M. They'll bring the band and a lot of people. So
they're out of Huntsville.
I think they'll have at least 20,000. Yeah, Mike, I'm gonna tell you something. People are gonna not believe this. I believe South Carolina's gonna have a shot at Arkansas. South Carolina lost that game to what's the name of that teams in our conference.
I mean, South Carolina beat Georgia State 35-14. Spencer Rattler's the quarterback. Used to be at Oklahoma.
And South Carolina won the game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 35-14.
Over who?
Georgia State.
South Carolina did not play Georgia State, did they?
Yeah, they did. They won 35-14.
Oh man, I don't know where I got
yeah,
that.
South Carolina won and Arkansas won. They're both 1-0.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. It was somebody that was upset, and I was trying to think. All right, Appalachian.
Virginia Tech was.
All right, Appalachian State, of course, plays at Texas A&M, and we'll see how they do there. You know, they've got a lot more offense than Texas A&M has. Kentucky and Florida, that's another one that a lot of people be looking at, thinking that Florida. I think they'll beat Kentucky.
I think so.
And
I'm sure Coach Summerall could tell you.
Then Mississippi State and Arizona, that's a long ways for them to go. And Tennessee and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is, it's not. I'm not saying they can't score, but can they score as many points as Tennessee?
Well, they beat Tennessee last year.
Yeah. Of course, Alabama and Texas.
They beat Tennessee last year, and little do we know at the time that Pittsburgh was going to be so good and that Tennessee was going to be good.
Another games of interest. So Iowa and Iowa State play. That's a big rivalry. And
you got Neil Brown playing Kansas at home. That's a big big game for West Virginia. Their fan base is pretty upset at Neil Brown. My goodness. Yeah. Every other comment is inspiring.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. And again, another one of my upset specials of the week. A huge, huge upset. Mike, do you know which one it is? Georgia Southern's going to beat Nebraska. Georgia Southern is going to beat Nebraska. They're going to come out and run that option, and Nebraska can't stop them. Can you believe that?
I wouldn't be shocked if they play them tough.
And
Georgia Southern only won 4 games last year, though.
Yeah, but they're going to be a lot better this year.
What about the Baylor-BYU game?
Yeah, I like that one, too.
Yeah, that's
Baylor
a good game.
BYU.
And Baylor is supposed to be their top 10 team, I think. Do you know, Mike, can you understand this? Penn State won that game last week, and they are not even in the top 25. Can you believe that?
No, they're ranked.
I listened to it. They said, are they ranked in the top 25?
Yeah, Florida jumped from being unranked to ranked.
Mike, I'm thinking Penn State is not ranked in the top 25. And I could not believe that. I think I'm right.
I don't know. I have to look at the poll.
That might be another blunder there, but it's going to be a real good weekend. And then, of course, the high schools are going to have some Brantley and Elba and G.W. Long and Arrington. But those both are going to be real good games.
Yeah, you're right. They're not ranked.
Yeah.
Pitt's number 17 here.
Yeah, I'm glad I hadn't lost all my marbles.
Yeah. Here's the AP new poll. Alabama 1. Georgia has jumped Ohio State there 2. Ohio State is 3. 4 is Michigan, overrated.
Yeah.
5 is Clemson. 6, Texas A&M. Oklahoma 7. Notre Dame's 8. They should be at. Notre Dame always gets a break.
Oh, I know it.
Baylor's 9. Southern Cal is 10. Oklahoma State's 11. Florida comes in at 12. Utah's 13. Also in the South, Miami's 15. Arkansas's 16. North Carolina State's 18. Kentucky's at 20. BYU comes in at 21. Ole Miss is 22. Wake Forest is number 23. Tennessee 24. Houston is at 25.
All right.
Boy, I jumped a few teams, but I think the Southeastern Conference has 8 teams in the top 25.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and I hope that, especially tomorrow night, the high school game, get on out and support the Trojans, and then of course Troy University Saturday night at 6 o'clock from the vet, and there'll be a big. You hear the band playing loud. They'll have a big pep rally this week too. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.